It's a new month and I am sick. So, pardon my voice, but we need to talk about a new photography theme. Last month was Simple September. We kept things simple in one way or another, with gear or with subject matter or with planning even. Now, it can be fun to go wild with lighting and hair and makeup, but I truly love a good simple photo shoot. So Simple September was one of my favorite themes so far. Now, all of that being said, I'm ready to throw all of that out the window because it's October. So what does October mean? Autumn, nicer weather, pumpkin spice lattes, cold and flu season, but more importantly, Halloween. So I couldn't resist. We were so simple last month and it was lovely, but this month we're focusing on Halloween, which could definitely get a little more complex. So I'm calling this month October in Disguise. Here's what I'm thinking. First, costumes. Costumes are so fun. They're fun to think up, they're fun to put together, they're fun to wear. However, they can be challenging to photograph. Here's why. I like for my photos to make sense, to tell a story. I mean, you can just throw someone into a studio with a costume on, but it can easily end up looking like a catalog photo. Okay for catalogs, not so good for telling a story with your photography. So I put just as much planning into the environment of the photograph as I do the costume itself. Let's take a look at some of my previous Halloween photo shoots. First, let's look at this one in the studio. This shoot was called Angel, and I dressed up the studio with some fabric on the ground to create a cloud-like effect. I tried to make the environment look bright and heavenly, like I'm perched up there in the sky somewhere. Or you might try to use studio lighting, but be somewhere other than the studio. In this shoot, called Witchy Woman, I was in a little breakfast nook of my home. I brought the studio lighting in and used my table as a prop, plus a few other items from around the house. Last year, I took my show on the road. I did this Little Red Riding Hood shoot in the forest. It was really fairly simple. The forest at sunrise, no additional lighting, a homemade red cape, and a basket full of food, which was a delicious snack after the shoot. Costumes are awesome, and I love doing photo shoots with them. In fact, I already have a few planned for this month. But beyond costumes, what can we do? Here's where I will be the most challenged this month. Where can I find disguises elsewhere? Like maybe in nature, maybe animals. Many animals are innately disguised as a survival tactic. Maybe that can be a part of this month's theme. I'm definitely interested to see what you guys come up with. So all month long, I will be focusing on disguises. I'd love for you to join me. Whenever I post a photo or a video on the topic, I will tag it as October in Disguise. If you'd like to share your disguised photos too, make sure you tag your images on social media so that we can all see them. In the meantime, you can follow the link that's in the description below to take a look at all of my previous Halloween photo shoots for inspiration. And VIPs, when you're there, log in to see a gallery of the photos that you saw in this video.